Oh, hey, what are you playing over there?
Oh, it's this new game that everyone is talking about.
Oh, the one with words?
Yeah, and you have to guess the right answer in a certain number of guesses, but it's like really hard.
Oh, that actually sounds really fun. What was it called? Wordle?
Shrek 2 trivia.
What sort of food did Donkey think he was served at the palace? What colour is the feather in Puss in Boots' hat? I don't know.
Okay.
That's so strange. I just had a nightmare that a game called Shrek 2 Trivia exists. And I should know, because I've played every single Shrek 2 game. I wish I was joking. Just wanted to say that I stream old games on both YouTube and Twitch, so come along at some point. It's a lot of fun.
What's wrong with his eyebrows? Oh!
Anyway, back to my dream. Mrs. Fiona Charming. Mrs. Fiona Charming. Mrs. Fiona Charming.
Shrek 2 was published by Activision on a whole range of platforms, including the PC and Mac, PS2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Advance. I know that it sounds dumb that there are a billion different versions of the game, but actually, they do vary quite widely, with each game having completely different gameplay styles and being aimed at slightly different audiences, from young kids just learning how to use a mouse, all the way to me! Let's start with Shrek 2 for the PC. The PC version of Shrek 2 was developed by No Wonder, most famous for making the best video games of all time, aka the original Harry Potter trilogy on PC. Does Shrek 2 by them also hold up as well? Well... Now that's deadpan comedy right there. The storybook sequence is actually really cute. Like, what a nice way to fit it in with the film series. Unfortunately, the game decides to try and take a funny note right from the off, and paraphrasing Hermione, let's just say that it doesn't really work when your characters have the emotional range of a teaspoon.
Giving heroes that extra energy boost since, well, last year.
You're so funny. Like, trust me, this game did have its funny moments, but they were mostly accidental. The voice acting is obviously also trying to copy that from the film, but let's just say that no one here is going to be winning an Oscar for their performances.
Oh, okay. I guess I need to pack.
No offense, you're not Cameron Diaz. But anyway, let's actually play the damn thing. Finally getting to move Shrek through this delightfully colourful swampy tutorial. The first thing I noticed was, wow, he moves kinda weird. Why is he as slippery as Willy the Groundskeeper covered in Lunch Lady Doris's grease is beyond me, but jumping was a bit of a pain. Like, why is he so damn heavy?
I'm an ogre!
The tutorial has you jump from lily pad to lily pad. God help you if you fall in the water though, as Shrek's movement ability dramatically decreases. Is he like the Wicked Witch of the West or something?
I'm a terrifying ogre!
As well as walking and jumping, Shrek also has the ability to kick ass. Clicking the mouse button makes Shrek punch, and wow does he propel himself forward when he does. Like, calm down babe, it's not Disney on Ice. You're right, fuckwads. Sorry, farquads. Jumping and attacking does a satisfying stomp, but let's be real though, that's about as complex as the combat gets. And I did literally just find myself smashing the left mouse button, just like you should be smashing that like button. Sorry, I'm really sorry. Coins are the main currency in the game. Who would have guessed? And they can be spent at these fairy godmother vending machines. And let me tell you, the first time I interacted with one, my wig flew off into the lava surrounding Princess Fiona's tower and got completely obliterated. Oh my god, this is amazing. It's literally the Bioshock ads, but like the camp version. The potions you can buy are entirely optional, generally just helping you in combat, but wow, are they amazing to use. 100% would recommend using just for the fun of it. The one exception is the shrink potions that are required to slip into these secret holes to access even more coins to buy even more potions. Is this the fairy godmother teaching investing here? We are also introduced to Roy, the save fairy that's obviously just a rip-off from Zoe from Spyro, but excuse me, why is this the queerest game I've never played before, and where has it been my whole goddamn gay life? Who did they let make this game? The game also has a bunch of wanted posters throughout, and they're actually pretty well hidden. I'm sure even I didn't manage to get them all, despite being a certified pro gamer. Getting 3 immediately transports you to the bean bonus room. Oh, sorry, I mean the tree bonus level. A level based around a giant beanstalk with a seemingly endless supply of coins up for grabs. I would advise getting all the ones on the ground first, as if you're anything like me, you're not going to make it far up the stalk before plummeting to your death. We finally start our journey to far, far away. On the road again. Skipping over most of the first third of the plot, the king has apparently arranged to meet Shrek behind a tree. Good luck with that obvious trap, Shrek. And we get to take control of Donkey, and oh my god, look at him move. We're Donkey! From this point, the game consists of long levels consisting of a good amount of platforming and combat. The forest was full of a whole array of nasty creatures and horrible plants. We finally meet the cutest little kitty you ever did see. And we have a boss battle on our hands. You have to smash the ground in the very narrow window of time when he's running between tree stumps. Something that is probably quite tricky for kids, to be honest. Soon enough, the cat is ours, and the trio head to an exclusive meet and greet with the Queen of the Gays, the Fairy Godmother. Not content with just a cute photo, they not so subtly sneak into the factory in search of some controlled medication. Shrek and Donkey lock themselves in a cupboard, while Puss in Boots takes on platforms in a section that reminds me a lot of that bit in Simpsons Hit and Run, where Homer has to destroy all those radios. A niche reference, I know. After avoiding some Mission Impossible style lasers and completing some tricky platforming, we finally reach the damn potion. Donkey and Shrek reappear, and Donkey gets trapped in the central potion room after a shelf collapses. Making our escape, we have to avoid rising toxic potion in a Fall Guys style run to the top. Having escaped from the consequences of their actions, Shrek and Donkey take the potion, where absolutely cool happens. However, to pad the game out a bit, we have to walk Shrek all the way to the barn where he will eventually transform, walking through fairy tale set pieces, a gorgeous underground crystal cavern, and another boss fight taking on a whole crew of bandits. I'm not sure why they're after us, but gotta fight something, I guess. Finally transforming into handsome Shrek? I wouldn't knock human Shrek from the films, but I ain't in that. The trio gets thrown into prison for being too good looking, I can only assume. Now, this section is kind of cool, as you get to play as each of the characters in turn, but their paths keep crossing, giving you small hints as to what's coming next. Love it. Also, the music in this section is absolutely incredible.
Oh, baby. Whoa, that's some funky music.
Starting off as the noble steed himself, we have to surpass a massive platforming course.
Oh, that's physics, that is. Beautiful. Oh, wasn't paying attention.
Near the end is a Roman centurion for some unexplained reason, who serves as the next boss. He's not too tricky though, just hit him when his stomach is exposed and he'll be knocked out soon enough. Next up is Puss in Boots, who is forced to navigate the gross sewers. And can someone explain why sewage is always portrayed as toxic fluorescent green in media? Beats toxic fluorescent poop coloured, I guess. This section was more frustrating than fun, to tell the truth. The game seemed to be completely unable to follow its own rules regarding jumping and walking off platforms. Like, one time you're supposed to just walk off this floating boat thing. Don't you dare try that again though, as you will just fall in the toxic goop.
We're gonna miss this jump. Called it. Oh, is that a joke? You don't even have to jump, you just walk. I hate this game.
After another battle with Mr. Fancy Pants a lot, it's finally Shrek's turn to make his way through prison. This time with extra security, laser beams and searchlights. Defeating the boss for the third time,
He lost his trousers.
Gingerbread Man comes to free us for good, and we get a sequence that is such a throwback to crushing the city as Reptar in the Rugrats PS1 game. Sorry, another niche reference. As Mongo, we get to crush soldiers and tents in a section that is pretty glorious. Briefly seeing the inside of the lovely Far Far Away castle.
Lovely picture.
We finally reach the Grand High Bitch herself.
You're not Jennifer Saunders, you lying bitch.
And when I tell you I had no idea what I was doing in this boss battle,
Imagine if they explained a single thing in this game.
I love you.
Thanks, Fiona. I know how to press the left mouse button.
look, I only realised that you could fling more than one bit of food at once at the point where she literally only had one hit point of health left anyway.
I'm sick of this stupid game. Well, we did it eventually. That's the important thing.
Overall thoughts though, the world does feel kind of dead, with most NPCs generally just being enemies. The graphics are serviceable, nothing too special to write home about, but there are a few nice moments here and there. There was even a small bit of the world interacting with itself, like when these villagers walked into the bear traps they'd set up. Would have been nice if it was a smidge more fleshed out, but yeah, it's Shrek 2, so. Wait, actually, speaking of a more fleshed out game, let's have a look at Shrek 2 on the consoles. Shrek 2 for GameCube, PS2 and Xbox on the other hand takes on a very different approach. Local co-op. That's right, another movie tie-in game that decided playing with a sibling, loved one, or any old git you can find on the street is quote unquote fun. I started off playing this one alone as I have no friends. Oh, sorry, I mean, I just couldn't decide who was worthy enough to play such a masterpiece with me. Note that yes, it does look a bit glitchy and funky, partly down to the emulator not being incapable of running such a graphically demanding crisis-level game, and partly due to being Shrek 2. After another stunning, gorgeous storybook moment, we are dropped right into Shrek's swamp. Why is that such a tongue twister? With Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, and a gingerbread man? Okay. Shrek goes on at Donkey about his new seafood diet. Eyeballs are plant-based, right? This game, subtitled Team Action for the PC port, lets you swap between the 4 active players at any time. All the characters have similar basic movement, such as running, jumping, basic attack,
Yeah. Go on, Cameron Diaz.
and some kind of pound attack, although with slight differences, such as Gingerbread Man apparently jumping further and having a ranged attack, and Fiona revealing her private parts to everyone every time she jumps. Babe, put it away. Each character also has a unique ability. For example, Shrek can carry items like enemies in boxes. Fiona can slow down time, go off queen.
Go on, love. Oh, queen. Oh, mama. Fiona's got it. I don't know what it is, but she's got it.
Donkey can press horseshoe buttons, and Gingerbread Man can summon fish from hell. Everything does have a slight Aardman quality to it too, like these slugs are straight from Flushed Away, I swear to God. The levels typically require you to reach the end, unlocking the doors and collecting items as you go. This first level required you to free the 7 dwarfs despite their gross "thank you for releasing me."
Hanging out can be fun, but that was ridiculous.
I am not hanging out with you, mate.
There were some nice moments though, like this section where we had to stun chickens and then boil them alive in Little Red Riding Hood's turtle stew.
It's not very vegan friendly, is it? It's not very COVID friendly. Someone was coughing earlier. I'm sure something homophobic will come up sooner or later, right?
The level ends with a section called Hero Time.
Hero time!
Exploding blackbirds by singing out of tune in a super intense Guitar Hero style section was, to quote me, iconic.
Now that was epic.
Apparently Little Red just decides to replace Gingerbread Man from now on. Bye then, I guess. But honestly, who cares when she looks and moves like this?
Fiona, I'm so sorry, but I think you've been dethroned. Absolute skinny legend.
The next level has us escort the 3 blind mice through an assault course of mouse traps, flying bats, talking ents, valleys of death, and voids into nothingness. But seeing as I had no idea what was going on, it was definitely a case of the blind leading the blind.
Shrek, take the long route. No, Fiona.
Preventing the blind mice from dying was, yeah, fun at times, I guess. And this level was nice and spooky though. Hey, isn't that Mr. Fancy Pants from the PC version? The end of the level gives us probably one of the most difficult sections in a game for a while.
Oh, this is gonna go badly.
It's kind of like a classic Crash Bandicoot hog ride on rails bit where we have to avoid touching anything or it's instant death. And near the end, it was so hard. Like, how are children expected to get past this bit?
Dragon is thick though. Look at that ass.
Luckily, we finally reach the end and land in Far, Far Away, which inexplicably becomes Grand Theft Auto, and I love it. Or at least I would have done if half the level didn't glitch out half the time. This area works slightly differently than the previous ones, where the king, needs our help in various locations around the city.
Oh god, what do we have to do now?
In the order of which we get to choose, we love free will. They involve situations like beating up hordes of ne'er-do-wells, beating up even more chickens, and probably the most iconic, protecting Cinderella as she goes window shopping.
Not another bloody escort mission.
Like, I'd rather die than wear that.
It's not about you.
Moving swiftly on, I somehow managed to trick my old housemates Flora and Mira into joining me.
I'm being paid the London living wage per hour to be here.
And wow, was this game chaotic with more than one person.
Okay, I think I'm Donkey, I'm not sure.
Am I meant to be playing right now?
You're now Shrek. Okay, down.
We started on probably the worst level to play with new people, a rhythm-based battle with Puss in Boots.
Why is Puss in Boots the boss here?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot we're playing Shrek 2.
We're not playing Shrek 7.
After getting that out of the way, we travel through the woods to, I don't know where. I wasn't really paying attention to the loose plot at this point.
She's into him. She's so into him.
But we have to get past a whole range of giant enemies. What are these? Not fun when 2 of the controllers decided to just spontaneously start making the characters walk off on their own.
Gingy's running towards the freaking spikes.
I have TNT!
Next up, we reach a farm with the pigs because, yeah, that happened in the film, right? Much like Far, Far Away, we have a bunch of random tasks to complete. I was a bit drunk though, so just enjoy this fun montage of us guessing how to do everything.
Get to the top of the hill, fetch a pail of water. What don't you understand? Jump
Just
on the
jump,
flower.
baby.
Just jump.
Which one? The yellow one?
Yeah, the yellow one.
No offense, just jump.
If all your friends jumped off of the Shrek,
Would you?
would you do it?
Oh my god.
We said jump!
We then have this trek through the old Castle prison as we get to control every member of the LGBT community.
We've got a trans icon.
Some gender-confused wolf.
We've got a lesbian icon. Champion softball picture. We've got a food-based icon.
2 Renaissance wraps, no mayo.
Honestly, this level was so bloody long. It was pretty good, but my god, it took its sweet time to come to a conclusion. There were sections where you could accidentally alert the security guards, and if you do, honestly, you might as well just jump off the edge and die and reload. It was not worth trying to eliminate them. The next level is inexplicably set in the underwater city of Atlantis. No, don't f***ing ask. I don't have any more of a clue than you do. But wowee, Human Shrek and Horse Donkey are now a combined character. Hell yeah. This level was gorgeous. But then again, I am a sucker for glowy things like ice and crystals.
I love this place. Love it. 10 out of 10.
We randomly reach a princess in a coffin. Unsurprisingly, it's a trap by the fairy godmother, who then makes us chase her through a PS1 Gringotts-inspired minecart chase. Don't worry, we soon arrive back at Far Far Away, where everything is now just inexplicably on fire. What's happening in this game? It seems to take bloody hours to find all the fires to put out. Honestly, this flame here that was invisible from the angle you need to extinguish it.
I've had it up to here with the kind of nonsense that the games like this try to pull off.
This time we get to help Mongo by helping him with his poor eyesight.
This one please. This one, please.
Before taking on the FGM herself in a classic PlayStation-style boss battle with waves and waves of trolls and repeating attack patterns to avoid. To be honest, this is the one time where having 4 characters was definitely a disadvantage. Like, don't come running to me when you die, I don't care.
Guys, you fucking idiots, all of you.
At least this boss battle was complex. Soon enough though, she fades away for good and the game is over.
Shrek and Fiona got their happily ever after all.
Didn't ask. This game was good actually, even if some stuff wasn't too well explained and that it did go on a bit. The graphics were lovely and vibrant though, and some bits were actually funny.
About time we kick this door to the curb.
I'm sending you straight to the glue factory.
God, we've spent so much time thinking about Shrek 2 games we can play at home. But what if I want to take my Shrek 2 adventure onto the road? On the road again? Well, Shrek 2 for the Game Boy Advance. When I tell you the puzzling and interaction between characters was better here than in the previous more high budget games, would you believe me? Shrek 2 for the Game Boy Advance was made by Vicarious Visions, who later went on to make... We get the usual intro with the 3-colour pixely versions of screenshots from the film. The game, half-heartedly trying to play the main tune, is honestly sending me. Before being dropped into the game, and good god these avatars are fugly. This game is a side-scrolling platform affair, and there's not a load of controls here, thank god, just your basic left, right, jump, punch, stomp,
Use his fat ass.
The first couple of levels just teach us the basics and introduce us to both Shrek and Donkey's individual abilities. For example, Shrek can belly flop through breakable floor sections and pick up and carry tree stumps and bouncy mushrooms.
And he's strong. God, he's the perfect man.
And Donkey can kick through breakable wall sections and jump a little bit higher.
Oh wow, he is spinning. Finally a good character. I say finally, we've literally just started.
This game is split into books, set in certain areas of the game, with 5 chapters in each book, the 5th of which is some kind of challenge or boss. The first book tracks our journey to Far Far Away, including the famous car breakdown that happens in the film, right? You all remember that happening? The real gold of this game comes when you get to control both characters, where the ability to swap between the two freely really opens up the possibilities. Also, every time you switch characters, you have to listen to a depressed Shrek say, okay. Okay, 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 okay. Some of the puzzles in this game were actually quite well designed, involving some real thinking. Far too much for my poor simple mind. One nice example of such a puzzle is this bit where Donkey can only reach the next platform if Shrek is standing in the middle holding up a tree stump. Good stuff. There is also equipment to pick up where it will grant you an ability such as invincibility or invisibility, and as only one piece can be carried by each character at a time and they can be freely dropped, they become key components of the puzzles.
I'm so annoyed about how much I'm enjoying this game. I'm also sick to death of it, but...
This quote-unquote boss fight was actually really bloody tough due to the sheer number of peasants that come to attack you. Give me a break. The second book occurs post-royal family reunion, where Shrek is once again heading for that tree that the king told him about that's obviously just a trap. Come on, see through it. The game looks okay overall. Apparently, I was in complete shock at how gorgeous the far away scenes look. Like, why is this better graphics than the 2 previous games combined?
Ooh, this building, gorgeous. Look, we've got like cathedral windows, fruit and vegetables, whatever this thing is. Oh.
Eventually, we find a scrawny ginger cat who, after trying to bite our kneecaps, joins our merry troop. Puss has the ability of clinging onto walls. This next book has us make our way through the fairy godmother's house that we broke into because fuck personal space, huh? Some of the puzzles and platforming in the main sections were actually kind of challenging, with some good avoiding security once more. Apparently this game series' favourite mechanic to fall back on. There was also this really fucking long section as Puss making our way up and through a massive hall of IKEA Billy bookcases, mostly feeling like the game's best attempt at a Rayman 1-esque level. This level honestly just destroyed all my previous positive attitude to this game thus far, as I had no idea where I was going. And what do you mean we need a key? What key? There is no key! Oh, it's in that one tiny corner of the map that I ignored. The challenge for this book was us as Donkey making a great escape in a time section with devious enemies and puzzles that I do not need right now. Oh my god, we only just made it out on time. Being completely stressed out and drained beyond belief, I decided to have a look at the game's sequel, Shrek 2 Beg for Mercy. Who'd have thought that the main handheld console of the time would be blessed with not one, but 2 Shrek 2 games? Absolutely love that this one is appropriately called Beg for Mercy, like please let me be free. The Shrek wiki has the perfect description for this game. Shrek 2 Beg for Mercy is a video game featuring Puss in Boots as a playable character. Thanks Shrek wiki. Boy was this game almost exactly the same. This time we start off as Puss in Boots, pre-Shrek, going to meet the king in the Poisoned Apple for a contract. Meanwhile, Shrek has been tasked with meeting the king by a mysteriously secluded tree. Not this goddamn tree trap again. Look, I won't lie, I did not get very far before I gave up completely. The levels here are kind of actually long, which is good of course, but not when you have to restart the whole level when you die. I would say I enjoyed some of the levels despite their difficulty, but let's be honest, my patience was wearing thin.
Am I begging for mercy yet? I am.
And I was desperate to experience even more Shrek 2 content. Where else would I turn but back to the personal computer? Shrek 2 Activity Center. This second game for the PC is a low-budget minigame collection for kids. We're slapped in the face with more Shrek goodness from the moment we try to install the game.
Oh, Shrek, can I play?
The installer actually wants the game to be installed in a folder called Activision Value, if that's any indication of the quality that we're going for here. Doing a main game and then a cheaper game for younger kids definitely seemed to be a trend in the noughties. This game makes strong use of pre-rendered versions of the characters from the PC game, making them look even creepier than before. There are a whole bunch of minigames to play, and boy did I try all of them. They range from simple, can you remember the order of food that the king ate? And are your stupid underdeveloped child eye strong enough to match the ingredients to make a slug pineapple salt smoothie? Some of them take us through actual parts of the story, such as this one with us controlling the onion cart on its journey towards far away, which was probably the best game to be honest, and actually involved some skill. The random picture-in-picture shots of Fiona flying about the place were too much for me though. If you're smart enough to actually complete a challenge, you unlock PDFs in the print center. Hell yeah, give me a real physical reward to completing a game, finally. The fact they are so compressed though is so funny. Like, good luck making this gingerbread recipe. Speaking of low pixel counts though, Shrek 2 for old Nokia phones. Remember the old Java games you could play on like the old Nokias? Well, fear not, because Shrek 2 had not 1, not 2, but 3 bloody games for Java. The first, called Shrek 2, is bad. I don't know who designed Shrek here, but boy did they do him dirty. Like, at least give him an actual face instead of an old leather boot. The gameplay is platform based, where you can walk left and right, jump leftwards, jump rightwards, and climb up and down ladders. Of course, they made it infuriatingly difficult to line yourself up with the ladder to climb up. Don't ask me why we're collecting rubber ducks. I don't know. Puss in Boots is here about 1 billion times too for some reason. The Shrek themed buttons and pop-ups are kind of amazing though, I won't lie. It took about 10 bloody minutes to finish this level, as every time you fall slightly through the air you take damage. Does gravity itself suck away Shrek's life force or something? The second level has potions in that you need to collect, but after I died here and was not feeling like doing the level all over again, I decided to move on to the second game, Shrek 2: The Adventures of Puss in Boots. Now this game looks familiar. This one feels inspired by the Game Boy Advance games, and the characters and scenery are pretty cute actually. Puss can spit furballs, which was pretty sick. The platforming, while doable, was a bit tricky, and again I didn't get super far before I stopped. As game, please, no one wants to repeat a whole level just because they took like 4 hit points of damage. I can imagine this game was actually pretty good though. I say pretty good, like, you know. Okay. Third and final Shrek 2 game is the foreshadowed Shrek 2 Trivia, and trust me, it's exactly how it sounds. Dumb Shrek 2 questions, and yeah, that's it. Somewhat kind of tricky though, I won't lie. Okay, I'm not perfect. But wait, there can't possibly be more.
Did you really think that was it? It turns out there's not one, but 2 LCD games, and I happen to have both of them. Spending the Patreon money wisely, and here they are. One of them still in its original packaging with the battery tab bit at the back. I wonder if the batteries still work. One is called Castle Run Electronic Game, and I think the other one is called Onion Run. I don't have the original packaging, unfortunately. Let's start with Onion Run, because I think that one, story-wise, comes before. I don't know if these work. I got them from eBay. They could not work, but let's hope. Let's put the batteries in. Why am I scared? Ah! Oh, are we ready? Sorry, I'm gonna get a bit up close and personal, don't mind me. I don't know if I'm in focus in this big one, but it doesn't really matter. The focus here is the game, remember? That's us, I assume. Is that us? Go! What's happening? This is bizarre. I have no idea what's going on. Okay, let's stop. Let's see if I can find some instructions somewhere. Okay, so I think you have to hold that one to go, and you just steer it with the other one. Good lord. Oh. What happened? Game over? In a good way or a bad way? That's enough of that. Should we look at the other one?
Hey, fancy another one?
Should we read the back? The fairy tale continues as everyone's favourite ogre faces his greatest challenge of all, the in-laws. Shrek and Princess Fiona, trademark, with Donkey along for the ride, the happy couple ventures off on a whirlwind of new adventures, with a host of new fairy tale characters to lampoon along the way. I don't know how many of those characters are going to be appearing in this, but the batteries included are for shelf sales demonstration purposes only. I'm actually scared to pull the tab out. There's no noises or... I spoke too soon. I can't believe these batteries still work. Let's get it out of the packaging. Sorry to all you collectors out there, I'm literally going to tear this apart. There's 2004 air in here. Sorry, I just noticed it says 100% authentic ogre. There it is. Let's give this a play, shall we? Okay, Shrek 2 Castle Run. Let's see if this one's any more intuitive then. Are we trying to hit the Shrek logos? Oh! Good or bad? Oh, so that loses us a life, because we don't want to go in the castle for some reason. Okay, this game is real. Why are we picking up Shrek logos? Dead? Oh, it's turned itself off. It's self-destructed. So these buttons do nothing? I paid money for these. Oh. What? Let's just have a quick gameplay. Here we go. Each S logo you obtain has 5 points. The maximum score of the game is 9,995 points. You know what? I don't think we're going to get that many. Let's go again. Okay, this game's like doable. I'm not too stupid for this one. I'm stuck. Oh my god, we're going to die. I am too stupid. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, one more go. One more go. That's it. Ah yes, that's Shrek music. Imagine getting 9,995 points. Imagine getting 9,995 points.
Oh, that was strange. I just had a nightmare that I played every single Shrek 2 game. Thank God it was all just a dream. Right, thank you for watching and sticking around to the end. I hope you enjoyed. I have a Patreon if you want to help support the channel, and I also have a Discord server if you want to come and hang out and chat about old games like these. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.